Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Free Counting Out Podcast, Season 2, Episode 2. We are going to be talking about some football because a little bit's gone on this weekend. I think there's a few things we get to look forward to. Before that, though, I am joined by the dastardly duo, the Midnight Cowboys, or whatever they like to call themselves. Fellas, who are you?
Who am I? I know who I am. I'm FGK, and I have some things to say about the games. You know, there were some games this week that I'd like to talk about. Besides that, you know, I mostly go day to day confused about who I am.
No, it's okay. Don't put your partner over either. I understand. We would be Vicious and Delicious, but apparently someone already forgot the tag team name. So Vicious and Delicious died this episode.
No, there's on
Hi.
hiatus.
My name's Jackal.
They're just in Hawaii.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought we were still telling pregnant women in Green Bay to fuck off or whatever the Philly fans did, dude.
Yeah, Philly fans are lovely people.
It's so
Is that not what you tell them to do?
it's so
Well-
well, I mean,
I
it is
have to change my notes. Oh,
preparing for the wrong test he was. Okay, so we're just gonna start off with the juicy drama off the rip
it's
because
hot.
I want to get your guys' opinion on this.
how'd you know my stage name?
This is 2 weeks old at this point. What I'm going to be bringing up when the Detroit and Minnesota game was ongoing. There was essentially, for lack of a better word, a smear campaign against the fans of Detroit by the, let me check my notes here, wives and girlfriends of the Minnesota Vikings. They call themselves the Wags.
That sounds
Ew.
almost close to being racist.
I like to affectionately refer to them as the women who have to do virtually nothing the rest of their lives.
Okay, so not the
Kevin! Jesus!
Bless you.
Basically, they were running around saying, "Oh my God, Detroit fans did this, Detroit fans did that," just saying like Detroit fans are doing a bunch of really negative things.
Right, they
to
learn from the
them
best.
and or near them.
Kelly Stafford.
The one difference being because Philly fans, as Arrow will and can confirm, Philly fans notorious for being quite the opposite of the city of brotherly love. And this weekend, during the Philadelphia and Green Bay game, there is video footage of a man getting in a woman's face, screaming at her, calling her slurs, calling her words, just because she was a Green Bay fan. On video, with proof. Like, I am fully aware that not everything is going to be recorded, but it's very odd to me that the only proof that the wives and girlfriends of the Minnesota Vikings have was, yeah, we were there. We saw it happen. We were there. But this poor woman, who was a Green Bay fan, actually has video proof of her getting verbally fucking assaulted, essentially. And it's just so odd that in the biggest game against the Lions, the biggest stakes of them all, you just don't happen to have any sort of proof of all these fans attacking you, coming after you, blah, 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 blah. But this one poor woman in the upper bowl at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia just so happens to be recording this interaction, giving Philly fans an even worse name. I just find that quite funny, if I'm being honest.
I would also like to add that it's quite odd to add to it that it was an ongoing thing all game, yet no one wanted to pull out their phone once. It was ongoing. It didn't happen once. It was ongoing, and yet not one of them thought to record it.
They had said they had security around them as well, stadium security. So they were even protected by stadium officials, and not a single one was like, you know what?
Huh.
I should have proof. This will get me a bunch of clicks on TikTok. Oh wait, it's gonna get deleted. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other time a fan base has had a significant issue with the fan base of the Detroit Lions. Here, let me check my notes that I have. The Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
After the one playoff game.
Yep.
That was in Detroit.
Yeah.
We won our first playoff game in so long against the Rams, and Kelly Stafford was, oh my God, they booed my kids. They're all scumbags. They all deserve to go to jail. They booed my children. Don't they know who I am? I'm Kelly Stafford.
Yeah, I do remember that. Didn't she retract that statement too? I thought like maybe a month or a year later, I thought she like, well, I mean, they didn't really boo him. I just,
It wasn't that bad.
it wasn't that bad.
I don't know. She just tried to do that to get more people to listen to her shitty podcast that no one cares about. I don't know. I think my whole point of saying this was I just think it's funny that all of this is being said about the Lions with absolutely nothing to show for it. But the one time it happened in the nosebleeds in Philadelphia, there's a whole, 3-minute long video. But, that's just me. There was plenty of other news that happened over the course of this past week.
Oh yeah, there was some good games. There was a lot of other games.
We are gonna start. If anybody has any issues, speak now, forever hold your pee.
That's okay. I went.
I want to start with WWE's debut on Netflix.
Right.
Because
I'm glad we're starting with that because I would have genuinely forgot about it.
boy, oh boy, I'm trying to be a more positive person in the new year. I'm really trying my hardest. I understand that there were ups, there were downs, and you're going to find that with literally everything in life. But there was just something about this that this was hyped up to be like, oh my god, this is a new era, new everything. This is going to be the best fucking thing since sliced bread. And it was just sort of another lukewarm episode of Raw.
I mean, it was all right. It wasn't anything bad, but it was just a good PLE, and that's kind of about it.
I think you're looking at it the wrong way. This, to me, seemed like, hey, we know we're reaching a larger crowd. We're going to be bringing in people that haven't watched this before. And unfortunately, I will say, they did what Raw used to do when somebody else was in charge and was fucking awful, which is, let's have a talking segment every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think there's another bad case of more talking than actual action. So they were doing that to get you to know all these people. But the main problem is you show the SmackDown champion, you don't show your champion. That seems stupid. And a match that for a belt that is brand new that probably could have happened that night would have made a lot of sense. Instead is happening
the week after. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the choice of segments that happened on that show was very, very peculiar to me because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this time last year we were all sort of talking about how I don't know if WWE has come out and said this or we were just sort of inferring this, that they don't really need the legends to survive anymore. Like, they don't need to use that to have good Royal Rumble matches. They don't need to use these to have good segments, good PLEs, whatever you want to call it. However, yet they still cannot break off the teat of former legends when it comes to big shows like this one. Because as good as the action was, as annoying as the talking was, one of my biggest issues with the show is that the legend segments felt so terribly disjointed. Like, extremely unnecessary, in my opinion. You're gonna have... No, man, I cut Mike off in 2025. I'm so excited.
We all knew it was coming.
No, that's my bad. I just, and I know we were probably going to get to it, but there's one guy they brought back that clearly full of controversy. Why you'd bring him back, I don't know. Yeah, X-Pac, that's it.
My favorite
He
torn asshole.
did that One Night in China movie with China. I thought his career was over.
My favorite part with him is that they even fucked up in introducing him and they did it too soon, so Cole started talking about him. He did his little pose, and then the camera immediately, switched back over to Shinsuke or something. And it was like, oh yeah, no, X-Pac is still here, by the way.
Did Macaulay Culkin get a bigger pop than X-Pac?
He got a bigger
Yeah.
pop than anybody
He
that
got a
night.
bigger
Nice.
pop, yeah, and than anyone. No,
Which is they show Seth Green, he gets a decent sized pop, and then boom, Macaulay, who's also been in wrestling matches,
Huh?
gets the biggest pop of the night by far.
I didn't know he's in wrestling
It
matches.
was Yeah, he's been in some indie like deathmatch stuff kind of. He did like
Damn.
one match and he's like, "You know what? Guys, I can't do this."
this is not for me. Turns out.
Respect.
Props to him for knowing that.
If only other people would know that. Big boom.
Sorry. I broke up your flow, and we're kind of getting into another subject. We'll talk about that one in uno segundo. But no, Mr. Terry, Mr.
Yeah.
HH, Mr. Jimmy Hart had no fucking purpose in being there.
How was he
Virtually
still
none
alive?
whatsoever. Money.
Yep.
Money, buying good doctors, good insurance.
There's no way he's making that much money.
I'm sure the residuals are a kicking.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Well, and then the fact that that was all for a promotion for his
Beer.
Budweiser-esque beer, which again, the fact that he hasn't been sued by PBR is baffling because it looks like he saw a PBR can and was like, nobody knows what this is,
I can
even though
do
it's one of the
that.
biggest beers in America. I'll just use their can. And again, I also don't want a beer that's a subpar beer that's endorsed by a racist.
Mm-hmm. If I want to drink a beer but made by a wrestler, I'm going to drink a Broken Skull IPA.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, and that was not, and this is going to be the only time. Like, people were like, "Oh, well, it's because of who he supports," and it's like, Undertaker supports the same guy. He got cheered. You know what he's not? A massive racist who fired his publicist because she was black. Maybe that has something to do with it, folks.
Okay.
Undertaker's not on camera saying a hard R.
A piece of shit is a piece of shit, and I think he's been caught. Could
Yeah.
even be the
Very-
rhino shit, you could say.
And you don't you even start. Ha ha. Ooh. No, it was bad. It was very, very, very bad, and rightfully so. California booed him the fuck out of that
Yeah.
building, and it was very fun to watch. And it was like the next part was like kind of funny cringe, but like ooh, you really feel it in your balls. Was Pat McAfee and Michael Cole still trying to hype up the poor Hulkster the whole entire time while he was out there, hearing Pat mark out, "Oh my God, Cole, it's the immortal Hulk, Cole!" And just a chorus of boos surrounding the arena. It's like, oh, Pat,
Oh,
baby,
Oh.
Pat, sweetheart, you are trying your best, ain't you?
yeah.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, they still have a job to do, and you can't just be like, "Man, Cole, it sounds like they really don't fucking want him here, huh?"
Wonder why that is.
Yeah, gosh, can we speculate as to why they wouldn't like him here? Cole would just be like, no, nope.
Thankfully, Pat redeemed himself, and on his show, the immediate next day, he got one of his friends to dress up like Hulk Hogan, and they did an impromptu press conference where the Hulkster was asked why he was getting booed on Raw, and basically he's like, These fucking libtards don't know what the fuck they're talking about, dude. They don't know a great beer when they see it right in front of their face, brother. The Hulkamania's gonna be running wild all over California for years to come, dude," or some shit like that.
I'm gonna
And it
take a
was
quick
very, very
guess. I'm gonna say he doesn't drink his own beer, but he does drink Michelob Ultra.
I don't know. He seems like a Mai Tai guy to me.
You really think? You think he goes through that much effort to make a Mai Tai?
I think he
I
drinks
don't know.
Pedialyte.
You think he would make it? No, he has somebody make it for him. That's what Jimmy Hart's for.
That's what Jimmy Hart's there for.
That's a good point. Make my drink.
Because it doesn't look like his fingers know how to open up a can anymore.
No.
I feel like he has like one of those skeleton like glove things attached to the outside of his hand that has to like move his fingers for him or something like that.
Probably.
Speaking of people that need help to move, and we're also there for no fucking reason. Undertaker, I love you, bud, but that shit was so fucking stupid.
He showed up
Well, like-
for a paycheck. We all know that's why. Hey, you want to make a couple of $1,000? Just show up. Did I do anything? Nah. Just
I
show
don't
up.
know if they planned on him having a bigger part and scrapped it, or if he like who decided like, hey, help put Rhea over because she needs it. Like,
Does she?
no, the fuck she doesn't. Did you hear the pop she got? She doesn't need you, bud.
Yeah, like
Again, I like Undertaker. He's been one of my favorite wrestlers since I was a wee little child, and he was not needed. Go away.
stop it. Leave. I just think it's this is all they're going to use him for. I mean, he's going to show back up. He's going to show up at, Saudi Arabia because those Saudi Arabians love him. They're like, give me more Undertaker. I love it.
Nope, still not Saudi Arabia.
Really? Damn it.
You're getting close.
Okay. But
Is it?
I just know I don't even think it's going to get to the point of where it's WrestleMania vibes where he shows up and does a move. I feel like he's definitely just for show now. Like, he shows up, you see the big man, you cheer, and then he goes away. And that's all he's going to be for the next probably decade.
I think they'll probably use him for like choke slams here and there,
Maybe
because
here and
people can jump and make it look really effective.
Yeah.
I
I just don't think it's
like
going
he
to be
did with
common.
Braun Breaker on NXT, just shows up, gives him a great looking choke slam, and then waddles off into the sunset. I'm sorry, rides his bike off into the sunset.
That's something.
Those knees,
I mean,
those knees aren't moving the way they used to.
He still waddles it. It's not like they give him enough room to ride the damn thing around the ring anyway.
Well, that's because if you flash back all the way to 2002, when they first let him ride that motorcycle, he floored it down to the ring and almost crashed into the ring. It was fucking hilarious. You just hear, "Wah!" and then just,
He definitely had a oh shit moment.
uh-huh.
Drinking one too many Hulk Hogan beers before the show. He's like, someone get this man his keys, brother.
No, at that
Undertaker
time he
seems
was
like
drinking
someone
Steve
who would,
Weiser's.
yeah, I'm about to say he seems like a Steve Weiser kind of drinker.
I don't know. I thought it more like Undertaker likes to drink a big old glass of milk.
That's Kurt Angle.
Oh, sorry, he wasn't there. He doesn't collect paychecks from them anymore.
He will soon.
He will soon. Speaking of people that were there for no fucking reason again last night, holy shit. Are about ready to sit through a new different story with Dwayne now? Because I thought the whole thing of he gave a note to Cody, he was getting all in Cody's face before he left again back in April, and now they're dapping each other up, and he's just telling everybody to like, oh, sit the fuck down, buckle in, and let The Rock take you on a story or whatever the hell. And I'm just...
I feel like they're currently rewriting because of either the thing to Netflix or pay-per-views going to Saudi Arabia. Maybe they're reworking the story because they're like, hey, can we get a Rock Goldberg? We really like that Goldberg guy here.
The fact that they're going to let Goldberg get back in a ring again after the absolute fucking disaster piece that happened last time. Like, again, I know it's probably because of blood money.
It's because of blood money.
I thought Triple H would be smarter than that and be like, hey, can we not almost kill our people?
I mean, when the Saudi
please?
prince is breathing down your neck and he's going to give you a handy and a couple $1 million, you're going to say yes.
My God, handy and a couple mil. That's the 1-2 punch right there, dude.
That's how you get Goldberg on a card nowadays.
Since we didn't talk about it last episode, and the Royal Rumble is fast approaching, the Royal Rumble this year, Indianapolis, Indiana. The Royal Rumble next year, oh boy, not even close. They're not even going to Columbus. No. They're going all way on the other side of the world. They will be inside the kingdom of blood money itself, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They will be in Saudi Arabia for the 2026 Royal Rumble, and the other 99% of the world is not happy about it.
I can effectively say this, and I guess we'll have to come back to me saying this. If there's 30 entrants, I'm going to say at least 10, potentially 15 of those are going to be retired legends that they just want in their Rumble.
Again,
I'm talking Mankind, Undertaker, Kane, Goldberg, I'm not sure Kurt Angle's old enough for them to love him, but Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan's going to show up and probably croak on the way down. They're going to dig up Andre the Giant.
It's cute that you think Mick Foley can still walk in a straight line.
I didn't say it was going to be good, but they're definitely going to... Saudi
He's had
lives...
a couple knee surgery and a hip replacement.
Oh,
He
man,
might be able to walk okay now.
Like, they just
Couple.
live... They don't live past 1990. They're like, any wrestler past 1990, I don't fucking want him. You hear me? I'm not sure why they're Italian now, but I don't fucking want them.
Regardless, we got a long time to figure out what happens before that one, and one thing we got to get through first is this year's Rumble, and one thing that was announced for this year's Rumble is that Mr. John Cena and
John Cena,
CM Punk, and I believe John Punk, Roman Reigns, and I think one other person announced that they were going to be in the Rumble this year. Drew?
I'm sure
Drew?
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to ask your guys' opinion on it, because I know I have my feelings.
Oh.
What do we think about people announcing themselves for the Rumble now? Because that seems to be the trend going forward.
Well, that's how they've always done that, though.
I mean, I guess Mike's kind of right, because I don't have any feelings towards it. I guess I'm just kind of used to it. I don't have any, like,
Yeah, they've always
I don't hate
had
it, I don't
people-
love it. It's just kind of, oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
They've always had people announce themselves for the Rumble. It's that you get, a bunch of people announcing themselves, and then you get the surprises. So you're like, whoa, like, these 20 people announced themselves for the Rumble. I didn't know this fella is going to be in there. How neat.
What a neato.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like one this year that probably would have hit pretty hard if they wouldn't announced anything. I feel like if Roman Reigns didn't say shit and all of a sudden we hear the fucking choir, I feel like that'd be a pretty damn good pop. I'm definitely in the ship of you need to stop announcing. You can still announce people. Don't announce half the fucking Rumble though, like they have in the past.
Yeah.
You can still. I know the thought process of we announced John Cena is going to be in the Royal Rumble. People want to see John Cena fight on his retirement tour. They're going to buy the Royal Rumble PLE to therein see John Cena. But once that pop happens, you're kind of downgrading the pop because people already knew he was going to be there to begin with. I'm very much in the boat of, like, if you could just say, like, John Cena is going to be at the Royal Rumble, you don't have to say, yep, I'm going to be one of the entrants, to kind of leave that element of suspense there, to kind of have the surprise pops before the Rumble. Because, God damn it, I know I've said this on past podcasts, the last good pop, in my opinion, I understand the whole details behind it, don't get me wrong, I do. The last good pop is Edge in 2020.
Oh, that was it. That was the big one too. Like that wasn't just the last one. That was a big one.
I understand nothing is going to be able to go to 10 years of retirement to come back for that match. I get it. I do. But every single Rumble past that point, I'd argue the only closest ones, and it's not even that close, is fucking Mickie James and Jordynne Grace from the Women's Rumble coming over from TNA.
Yeah,
Because those aren't announced.
I think I have only one thing to say about special entrants. I think there's genuinely only one person left to give a pop. I think there's only one. Say his name, and he will appear.
Ooh, I said it last week. That is my fucking. I called it now. Joe Hendry going to be in the fucking Royal Rumble this year. I feel it. I feel it in my balls.
I think like if Punk, we already kind of know he's going to be there. There's no way anyone AEW is going to show up. Like it's either going to be Joe Hendry or someone like a Jon Moxley, but he's not Dean Ambrose. He's Jon Moxley. That's the kind of level we're at now with pops. Besides that, I mean, there's really no one that's surprising, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, is you had an Edge return, and Edge was a guy that you thought was never going to wrestle again. Awesome. There's nobody like that now. There's nobody that you're like, oh, well, we're never going to see him again. His career's done. Like, unless the only person they could do that with and I'm pretty certain he's probably just done because they're doing they're thinking about switching him to a commentator anyways. Is Big E?
God damn, dude. Oh, that especially with New Day being heel now. Holy shit, that one would do. That one would do fucking numbers though. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would. It would be amazing. It's just unfortunately, if they could do it, that would be the one. But I don't think they can.
We just got to wait for the next 10 years to get to that point.
Yeah. Have those stem cells really kick in.
I will wait and see. It's nice to know. It's nice to know where you guys are at on that one because I feel like again, just seeing it's like I'm gonna be there, be cool. But we'll see. Beginning of February, we got the rest of January to get to that point, and hopefully the rest of the Royal Rumble card will fill itself out beforehand, so we can talk about a couple more matches until that point. The one thing that I know me and Mike talked about it a bunch. The matches were really good. The talking segments. Way
couple
too
of the
long.
matches were really good.
Yeah, sorry. Some of the matches were really good. Other matches were just sort of plain old okay. The talking segments, way too much. One of the segments that nobody has given me a really good explanation for yet or defended it in a proper fashion. Holy tap dancing Christ. Did we need to see C and D tier celebrities and SmackDown superstars after every single time we came back from a commercial break?
No.
Did
we?
we?
Didn't. And
No.
Holy shit.
Every single time we did.
Every fucking time.
Do I have an excuse for it? Fuck no. Is it probably going to be a thing that happens? Yeah. It's probably going to happen again. Not every week, but it's going to happen again. I feel like it's hot. It's new. How do we get eyes on this? I don't know. Macaulay Culkin's not doing anything. I don't know. What's Seth Green doing? I don't know. Is Robot Chicken going? I don't fucking know.
Gabe Iglesias hasn't done shit since 2012.
Yeah.
Get him in
Well,
there.
again, hey, we went over this, and I'll say it again on the podcast. That was purely I guarantee you Netflix went, hey,
It was Netflix.
you have to show him because he has a new special.
Is it special on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly no.
And it dropped
100,
this year.
1,000% right.
This year.
Like
Still
2025?
trying to get people to watch it.
Yeah, 2025 came out like 2 weeks
damn.
ago.
Oh, you know
Week and a half
what?
ago.
I would actually like to retract my statement and make it better because this is exactly what's going to happen. Anytime there's a new show, new movie, or whatever, yes, when Stranger Things comes out, the entire cast is going to be at ringside for Raw.
Well, no, it won't be the entire cast. It'll just be that Gabe kid because they just use him as their scapegoat, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying
They're like, he doesn't have right teeth. Put him out there.
Oh, yeah, the kid with the gums. All right, I don't know by name. I just know as the kid with the fucked up mouth.
The gum
All right,
boy.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. When he's actually, he's pretending to be a 15-year-old on the show when actually he's, 29?
Yeah, I don't know. They're all in, their early 20s.
Well, if you would like to hear us continue the Stranger Thing talk, please wait for the debut of our new podcast, Stranger Cast, coming soon. It was so stupid. The legend segments were unnecessary. The matches were lukewarm. The women's only had one segment the whole night. Thankfully, I'm so glad that they bumped the crowning of the new women's Intercontinental Champion, so fucking Hulk Hogan could come out and talk about his lukewarm fucking beer. Thankfully, Gunther's gonna be there tonight to actually have the Raw Champion be on the Raw show.
Right, that's asking for so much.
They're going to get some things right tonight, and we won't know until it actually happens. And unfortunately, I will probably be streaming tonight because I don't want to watch it. I'm good.
Let me ask you something,
I'll pass.
brother. Have you ever had warm piss before? Have you ever had a PBR? Then you've had my beer.
I don't know. One of my favorite things was the fact that Drew versus Jay, mildly good match. That is putting it nicely. Mildly good. But beforehand, we got to see Michael Cole do the whitest yeet dance. Completely out of rhythm. Bless his old ass heart. Almost fell. His watch was like, "Hey, old fella, you need to call 911. Looks like you took a tumble."
I think I
Oh
tore
my
something.
God.
Watch Michael Cole yeet on himself on national television.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my good. It's so fun watching him just come to life over the course of the past couple of years.
He seems so much
because,
happier.
Holy shit, he needed Vince out of his ass and he needed Pat McAfee to sit next to. Because my God, it's getting to the point now where sometimes on Raw, the best thing about the show is the commentary. It's so fun just hearing them interact and essentially just it's kind of like what we do, you know? They're just hanging out, giving commentary on stuff, and it's such a refreshing feel. I know so many people prefer like an actual show like UFC presentation of everything, but this way just makes it feel so much more enjoyable to watch, so much more homey. I don't know the right word.
It makes it feel
Yeah.
a bit more natural when you see
Natural's better.
Cole in that way. You're like, wow, I've never seen this man this happy before.
Like a sad puppy that can smile for the first time.
I didn't know a man
Yeah,
could
it's
be this
amazing what
happy.
happens when you don't have a geriatric sexual predator in your ear, huh?
Just also quick blanket statement for those of you listening. Yes, even though the legal case of Vince McMahon is done, and no, maybe or maybe not, no wrongdoing was found, does not mean he needs to be back on TV. Keep him as far away from this fucking company as possible.
Wait, did I miss
I'm gonna
something?
say
Was he
this.
not busted?
He made a tweet about it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, and that's he still has to pay them, like $1 bazillion. But I'm gonna say this: if they put him back on TV, I'm fucking deleting Netflix. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm not watching that old fuck come back on TV and pretend to be a good guy again. I can't,
He
man.
would definitely say something like, "They thought they could get me."
Here we go. All right, I have the tweet in front of me, and I can read it off for you, John.
All right.
The case is closed. Today ends nearly 3 years of investigation by different governmental agencies. There has been a great deal of speculation about what exactly the government was investigating and what the outcome would be. As today's resolution shows, much of that speculation was misguided and misleading. In the end, there was never anything more to this than minor accounting errors with regard to some personal payments that I made several years ago while I was CEO of WWE. I'm thrilled that I can now put this all behind me. And on Twitter, there's a little thing they've added now called notes by readers.
Notes by readers.
Essentially adding context to tweets that the original authors of said tweets may leave out in the process.
I see.
The first line, in adding context, and I quote, Vince McMahon settled with the SEC without admitting/denying its findings. This was exclusively about the hush money charges.
Oh.
So yes, the court cases are settled and all finished, but that's only because he paid out even more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he's allowed to say it's all over because he's... I see.
So, technically, Vince is not wrong. Everything is done because he paid for it to be done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, I love the internet sometimes.
Yeah.
And he tweeted out, and everybody beneath it went, actually.
Well,
Vince, you know what you smell like? You smell like some bullshit, pal.
something's not right here.
Well, since we've covered the wrestling now, great segue on your end, Mike. Speaking of smelling like bullshit, the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, that is a good segue.
Well,
Wild Card Weekend was this past weekend, and if you don't know, if you're a wrestling fan, Wild Card Weekend to the NFL is essentially the first round of the playoffs to determine who will be playing in the Super Bowl in just a few weeks away. There were 5 games played, with the 6th game being played tonight, the Minnesota Vikings and the LA Rams. We'll save that conversation for later. One of them, we won't go in order. I just want to go and talk about ones that we probably want to talk about first. Because one that's really heavy on my mind, boy oh boy, those Green Bay Fudge Packers, they were talking some shit, huh?
I think they said that they were gonna just wait till you see us in the playoffs or something, or we're a threat. You just don't know it. Like, really?
Okay, okay, Mr. Carrot.
Whatever you say. I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, that their secondary always likes to talk shit and be like, "Yeah, we're one of the best secondaries. We're never gonna get past us."
Well,
Mhm.
maybe.
And
I bet we
Mister
are.
was seeing cross-eyed 2 weeks ago is doing perfectly fine now.
Yeah.
It's very odd how Jair Alexander is the one that talks the most shit. Xavier McKinney, close second. How many games have those two been injured for this entire season? Close to half.
Oh, it's talking a lot of shit from the bench there, bud.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Those two cannot stay healthy for the life of them. However, I don't think it would have mattered too much because, gentlemen, I do think it's time to revisit something that we have talked about in the past. I think it's time to have a very uncomfortable conversation about Jordan Love.
In what way?
I get it. The man has no receivers to throw to. Kevin, if you strapped up in a Green Bay's uniform right now, I'm certain you could be wide receiver 2 at this point. I get it. I do. But great quarterbacks don't make excuses. They work with what they got.
Yeah.
And with the amount of money that Jordan Love was paid, and I'd like to just real quick remind everybody what it was. $220 million over the course of 4 years.
Boy.
And all he has to show for it
So a couple
is
bucks.
one good half of a season, one playoff win against the now Mike McCarthy-less Dallas Cowboys, a 1-5 divisional record the year afterward, and getting bounced in the first round of the playoffs. $220 million, Green Bay.
Yeah, that's fucking rough. That's fucking rough.
You want to... I get it. I understand because I know the first thing in the comments is he has nobody to throw to. Ooh.
Actually, if we're gonna say that, which that's a fair point. He has a couple people, except now all of his wide receivers are actually injured, but they get to go to Cancun, so it's a
Nice.
wash.
It balances out.
But if you want to say that, which fine.
That's
Tom
their
Brady went
only
to
point
the
they get.
Tom Brady went to the playoffs with what backup wide receivers.
Thank
So,
you, Wes Welker and friends.
Boy.
well, no, Wes Welker was great. It was the Wes Welker went to Denver, and it was before the other white fella.
Before Gronk, before Amendola, before Edelman.
Yeah, it was before Amendola, so it was literally just like a slew of like
Nobody's.
second and third string wide receivers, and they
Oh
still
yeah,
went to the
this is
playoffs.
when he had fucking like 90-year-old Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. You gotta... No. For that much money, you have to work with what you got.
Yeah, you don't get to make excuses of no receivers. If you're making if you're getting paid like a high level quarterback, you need to act like a high level quarterback, and you need to pull the wide receiver aside and say like, hey, you're probably not the greatest, but we're gonna work with you. We're gonna see where you're good. Are you good in the short game, the medium game, the long game? In fact, this is just the hey, if I throw it, catch it.
And instead, it was, hey, I'm gonna throw it to the defense.
multiple times.
See, guys, someone can catch my passes.
Like I said, we were watching the game, and I said, well, another day, another time that he throws an interception, because that's what he does.
Yep. He slings that fucking thing. Don't get me wrong, he does, but my God, he's slinging it too. He is a modern day Jameis Winston, and I don't know if that's a good thing to be compared to.
I'd say bad because only Jameis Winston can be Jameis Winston.
Jordan Love is Jameis Winston without all the comedy.
Yeah, he's like the Walmart Jameis Winston, which is a great thing to say.
That's so sad. It's so sad for Jameis Winston.
That is sad for Jameis Winston.
Essentially, the Packers ended up losing this game, I believe, to a final score of 22-10. Let me check the numbers here. Yep, 22-10, so more in a two-score game. And essentially, their entire roster was demolished. Lineman, wide receiver, cornerbacks, safeties, defensive players. Like, we watched, who was the one receiver that essentially got dropped on his noggin, and we watched his
Romeo
brain.
Dobbs.
Yeah, we watched his brain bounce around in his head in real time.
Yeah, that was bad because
That
his
was
landing.
scary.
I mean, it was just people going up for a ball, which happens. It's the fact though that he landed and his head just nailed the ground. Oh man,
It was bad.
There was no pass and go.
really
His head just went, "Hey, ground, what's up?"
bad. Boink.
Yeah.
Ooh, a penny.
Between that and that Gabe Davis on the Bills, man.
Oh, yeah. Rough weekend for receivers. Holy shit.
Gabe Davis is smelling colors.
Rough weekend for Philadelphia as well, as they lose a very vital part in Nakobe Dean, one of their starting linebackers, and he is confirmed out for the rest of the playoffs.
That
And
confused the shit out of me when he got hurt.
right now, Era is currently celebrating with all of his Philadelphia fans running around with the greased up poles in downtown Philadelphia at the moment.
Him and all of other mappers or whatever.
All the Muppets, man. I don't know why
Muppets.
They're big Jim Henson fans, apparently.
I guess so.
Yeah?
I have a nice little
Somebody has to be.
scribbled note here. I don't know. I'll try to decipher it the best that I could. From Era, and I quote, "I think we maybe have a run, but I acknowledge it would be Barkley carrying us to the Super Bowl. Hurts looks great post-concussion. I'm a little worried about Nakobe Dean being out for the playoffs, but the explosive Whites and CJGJ should be able to step up. I feel like our biggest problem right now is the red zone defense, but that's always been historically an issue for Philadelphia. Ultimately, every game we're going to be in will make my puck hole buttered so hard I could turn my shit into diamonds. The Packers have not and never will be a threat in my mind. I am slightly worried about the idea of our passing offense not being great, but again, we have Saquon, so take what you get. Also, the Lions are better than the Eagles in every way, shape, or form." Weird with that last part.
That was nice of him to
That
admit,
is
though.
strange.
At least he
Very
knows
nice.
it.
Yeah,
At
it
least
is
he can
nice.
admit it.
It takes a big man to know it, but an even bigger man to admit it.
Yeah.
Very proud of him
Good for
that
him.
one. I just know that unfortunately for him, fortunately for us, we drew the hold on. We drew the much better option for the divisional round matchup, as they will be playing the winner of Los Angeles and Minnesota, the game
Thank
happening tonight.
God.
And the Lions will be playing the winner of what I will give the award to of the most entertaining playoff game this weekend. The Washington Commanders knocked off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a final score of 23-20 last night in the most competitive playoff game of the weekend.
We're going to talk about that game.
Fuck, that ain't saying shit. The others they sucked. That was the only competitive game.
Exactly.
God damn.
If we're going to talk about that game, I think we can finally say Bobby Wagner needs to retire.
Which one is he?
Oh, he's old.
Well, he's
Washington,
a linebacker, and this man used to absolutely destroy people, and he got trucked by Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I mean, Baker ran him over like he is a 5-year-old.
Getting trucked by Baker Mayfield saying something.
That's essentially getting like ran over by Jinxie. You just got to kill yourself after that point.
I would. That'd be the end. You can't live on after that.
Bobby Wagner, Kevin, and also for those listeners who don't know, Bobby Wagner at one point was comparable to Ray Lewis.
Oh my God!
If you vaguely know football, the name Ray Lewis should be able to ring a bell.
Yeah,
for
Ray Lewis will probably go down as probably one of the toughest football players ever.
All time.
Yeah.
You'd say all time?
All time.
Okay.
All time, brother.
As far as linebackers go, it would be a wet dream to have him, James Harrison, and Brian Urlacher all at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like everybody knows Ray Lewis. The Ravens were lucky to have him.
It's actually a fun fact. The less hair you have, the more better you are at linebacker.
I believe it.
It's true.
There's one video
That's
I
why
saw.
they never put me there.
Except Alex Angeloni.
Did you guys see the Ocho Cinco interview where he's like, I accidentally ran into Ray after he got trucked by him?
Oh yeah,
no. And then they show the play where like he's mic'd up and he's going, "Oh, I'm gonna knock him on his ass," and then he just gets
Oh
Fucked up.
shit!
Dude, Ray ran
Oh,
through
that guy
him.
knocked me straight down.
Didn't even realize that. I don't even think Ray knew there was a person there.
No, no. He just kept going. Is a bug?
Bug.
A bug.
And Tampa Bay were essentially bugs to the Washington Commanders because they end up winning off of a doinked-in field
Oh,
goal.
I love a good doinkin'.
The Commanders, very big game for them, as this is their first playoff win in 20 years.
Good for
as
them.
An organization.
I know how that feels as a Lions fan last year.
Yeah, literally 365 days ago, we had the Sunday Night Football slot, and then they had theirs, so we traded off 1 year later.
Besides the Commanders being the better option for us, I like that it's actually a team that's not like, well, we've won 87 Super Bowls. I like this matchup.
I like it that it's a team that we haven't fucking faced yet. Christ.
Yeah, there is that, and I think it's going to be more exciting that way. But I would have really liked for us to just absolutely butt fuck the Vikings one more time.
That would have been great. After that, we're they can't say shit to us anymore.
There's still a chance, Mike. You could get your wish. Minnesota could win tonight.
They're not
beat
fucking
Philadelphia the next week, and then see us for the NFC title game.
Man, if they play anything tonight like they did against us, they're gone. They're done.
Yeah,
well, and that's all right. So, I love that everybody goes, did the Lions just develop how to beat Sam Darnold? And it's like, the Lions have beaten most quarterbacks, number one. Number two, it seems like nobody else knows how to pressure him. Yeah. Like, all you have to do is stop Justin Jefferson, and you're fine.
You just got to get a cornerback that can drop, like, really hard quotes, and you're in.
And Barry will come from the dirt.
Fucking hard.
Shout out to Meek Robertson, baby. So, Lions have drawn Commanders in the second round. Some other matchups that are set in... This would be the most fun game to watch from this past weekend. Was the first game that was played as the fucking Houston Texans give thanks to Justin Herbert for giving them 4 interceptions as they beat the Chargers to a score of 32-12.
I did not know until after that match that apparently people were saying Justin Roberts, or what was the fuck is his name?
Herbert.
Justin Herbert apparently was supposed to be a top 5 quarterback this year, and people were saying that all season. I didn't hear a fucking whisper of that until after he fucking lost.
For context, he only threw 3 interceptions the entire 18-game season.
Yeah.
He threw 4 in one night.
Oh. Yeah, it's like he decided to leave all of his badness for the playoffs.
So he developed the choke.
Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned Justin Herbert and choke in the same sentence because the last time Justin Herbert was in the playoffs, he was the one that actually gave the Jaguars essentially a free win because they had a 27-0 lead over Jacksonville at the half in the playoffs. Jacksonville came back to win that game 28-27.
Oh.
Yep. So, unfortunately, choking, Herbert, and the playoffs have all been in the same sentence plenty of times before.
That's hilarious.
The one thing I didn't expect was 4 picks, a pick 6, a 85-yard fucking touchdown, and then a blocked field goal to return back for 2 points the next play. C.J. Stroud to throw an interception. Justin Herbert to throw an interception the immediate next play afterwards. Multiple fumbles and turnovers throughout the game. This one was fun fucking game to watch.
And it wasn't because either team was good. It's because they were both.
Yeah,
it was who could outbad the other one.
It's enjoyable for I forget what game it was, but it was one of the games where I was like, "This game is so much fun." And Mike was like, "But it sucks." I was like, "That doesn't matter. It's so much fun."
That's what makes it fun.
They both sucked so much. It was enjoyable.
I don't know if you guys were listening to the commentary, but they were like, "This Houston team can beat anybody right now." I was like, "No, they can't."
Well, when I say
not everybody.
When I say that they're going to go out fast and hard against the Chiefs, they're going out fast and hard against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth is going to blow his load.
It's funny you mentioned that because that is going to be the next round matchup as Houston will be traveling to the Kansas City Taylor Swifts in the early slot on Saturday, taking on the Texans before the Lions game that night. I'm glad the Lions are finally playing on Saturday for once. I'm sick and tired of waiting till Sunday now. Nice
fair.
change of pace. Speaking of games that I felt sick and tired of waiting for, and I also felt sick and tired of watching, holy shit. Is it the end of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh? Because, my God, Pittsburgh started off this season fucking like 10-0, one of the last remaining undefeated teams this season. Basically lost, it feels like, every game afterwards, and got bounced in the first round of the playoffs again, as Pittsburgh lost to Baltimore 28-14.
And?
I have a quick fun fact for you, gentlemen.
I love fun facts.
Mike Tomlin has not won a playoff game since 2016.
Oh my God.
Would you like to guess how many times he has made the playoffs since 2016?
5.
Mike?
I know he is 0-6 in the last 6 playoffs.
Yeah.
So...
No, Mike knew the fact, so since Mike already knew it, that means by default Kevin gets the point.
Nice.
Yep.
I was close. I was close though. All right, so I said 5.
You were
or 6.
very close.
Okay.
Very close. He has made the playoffs 6 years, not in a row, but just 6 years at a time, and he has gotten bounced in the first round for the past 6 years.
They have never made it past that.
Well, it's not that they've never made it past it.
I mean,
it's
he has never made it past the first round of the playoffs.
No, he got them a Super Bowl.
Oh,
Back. Was he the head coach in Super Bowl 40? I don't remember. Hold on.
I think so. When
Don't
Roethlisberger was still there.
I believe.
was that before or after he
yeah.
touched someone inappropriately?
Oh, definitely.
That was after.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, you could. Never mind.
I kind of want to
shouldn't.
know where that was going.
I don't know if it's actually appropriate.
Mike Tomlin is a Super Bowl winning coach. He helped the Steelers win the Super Bowl against the Kurt Warner Arizona Cardinals. But unfortunately, that was a fucking lifetime ago, back in the year of our Lord, 2009.
How fucking long has he been with the Steelers?
His whole career. Career.
Holy
Which is why people are
fuck.
calling for a change after this past weekend, because they are sick and tired of being a perennial contender, making it to the playoffs, and then just pissing it away.
But he did win him a Super Bowl, so I feel like he can't be too pissed. If he would have never done it... I mean, I know it was a long time ago, and it's gonna...
Yeah.
I know, I get that, but, like... He still won you one. Like, that's saying something. I don't think he's ever gonna mount to it again. But he did.
I was gonna say,
did
to be
get you
fair,
there.
I believe Mike McCarthy's also won a Super Bowl, and
Really?
He is out in Dallas.
He is
that
out.
That was one of the things one of the pre-show announcers was talking about. I want to say it was probably either Terry Bradshaw or Jimmy Johnson, where they were saying that, well, one, the Steelers are the new Cowboys of the AFC, which I wholeheartedly agree with.
In what
and
way?
Two, this is going to be our year, and then the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Two,
Accurate.
that the Steelers and the Cowboys should essentially just do a 1-to-1 trade. McCarthy, who is from Pittsburgh, goes to coach the Steelers, and Tomlin gets a change of scenery, and he heads down to Dallas to be the new coach of the Cowboys. Which I think that doesn't sound too bad, if you ask me.
I'd honestly be all.
No,
I'd
I
be
kind
for
of
it.
like that.
They're like,
Yeah.
don't bother me, and I'd be here for it.
Regardless, they get bounced in the first round of the playoffs yet again, making sure that Baltimore moves on to the second round, and they are playing the winner of this game, being the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills, as the Bills absolutely had their way with Denver after the first 3 minutes to the final score of 31-7.
Yeah, they got that first TD. They came out fast and furious.
I would like to make a point that exactly what we talked about this during when it happened. I was like, all right, they probably knew we got to strike hard. This is a good team. We gotta make a statement, and they did. And then they went, okay, Now we're
Now
playing.
what?
Now we're playing a good team. So that was it, boys.
Thanks for coming out,
Yeah,
fellas.
we
We'll
beat Kansas City's backups. We can do anything.
Backups.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Like, I felt their gameplay. It felt just like the Titans. It was like, yeah, come on, we're coming hard, we're coming fast, and we're gonna play like our normal selves.
I would give credit to Bo Nix for having a halfway decent performance in the playoffs. More so, just his defense and kicker, unfortunately, let him down a bit. I would have given him that credit if I didn't watch a rookie quarterback win a playoff game in prime time, literally 6 hours later.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels 100% outperformed Bo Nix in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Denver's got the pieces.
I feel like give it a year or two, maybe not next year, but maybe like a year or two. I feel like it's more plausible. I feel like they have the potential to be a threat.
They need a couple more actual like star wide receivers.
Yeah.
And then a little more help on that offensive line, and I think they have something going. Because right now, once one wide receiver goes down, he's like, "Well, I'm throwing it to the running back."
Cortland Sutton, catch! Cortland Sutton's been injured for 6 weeks. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Who did I just throw it to? The defense, again. Oh, biscuits. Denver, real close. I'm not the biggest believer in them next year either, because fortunately, one thing that we don't really talk about too much is the negative effects of trades on teams for years to come. Because Denver is really hurting still because of the whole Russell Wilson experiment, unfortunately.
Oh god, I miss that era. Broncos ride, let's country. Oh god, I love it.
They shipped off a lot of pieces to Denver. They traded away a lot of picks. And for Pittsburgh to take up Russell Wilson's contract, Denver said, don't worry, we'll cover most of it. They just wanted him off the team that badly.
That bad?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I get it, because look at what he did with the Steelers. Like, yeah, fine, you got there, but you never once played like an A1 quarterback.
No, God, no. And he, in my opinion, I don't think Russell Wilson ever will again, either.
When did he peak?
He had that one magical season in
2013.
Seattle, and they've just kind of been chasing that ever since. Like, see, he's a good quarterback. No, he had arguably one of the best teams in football at the time. Definitely the best defense, far and away.
Yeah.
And
he's just been chasing that high.
He's never going to be that quarterback.
Nope, never again. Sucks. I mean, actually, no, it doesn't suck. I always sort of didn't really like Russell Wilson to begin with. Just always something about him just rubbed me the wrong way of how he has to cut. He doesn't play football. He cosplays as a football player. It's so fucking stupid. Kevin, I know you probably haven't heard the stories. He's essentially the football. He acts like a football team captain in a Hollywood movie about football in real life.
Oh god. Oh, that's so bad.
Don't worry, guys. We got this. If we just believe, we're gonna win this game. There's been stories coming out about how he's like motivating people to do shit. He's like doing jumping jacks on the plane. He has this whole alternate persona that he pretends to be in the middle of the game. He's like, no, I'm not Russell Wilson right now. I'm Mr. Unlimited.
Oh god. You know what? Just like I said, just based off of the fucking Broncos country, let's ride. I totally 100% believe that he thinks Remember the Titans is based on a true story.
What are you trying to say?
Huh?
Well,
Nothing.
Wait, is it not?
I mean,
what do you mean?
It's not. I mean, I'm just saying. You know.
It's not. What, you mean to tell me they're not going to go out there and remember the Titans? Oh, no.
You think he's ever dropped, like, one of the quotes from that movie? Like, he goes up to his defense, he goes, I don't want them to gain another yard. And we go, we know, Russell. We know.
he tried doing an inspirational Denzel quote to George Pickens, and after he said it, George Pickens punched him in the mouth.
Of all the people I believe would do that, George Pickens is my number one.
He's like
up there.
George Pickens would just start fighting somebody else. Like Russ would be on the other side of the field giving a pep talk, and George Pickens is over there punching a mannequin or like a mascot or some shit.
I just
Like,
got
George, no, not again.
I just got $1 million idea. We put George Pickens in WWE 2K24, and this is what happens.
Oh God, I would fucking.
I'll do fucking numbers,
all right,
dude.
I'm writing that down right now.
Although, can I say, I still believe the George Pickens pacifist effect is why they've been losing.
Yeah.
I said it before. Like, he got injured, he stopped fighting. All of a sudden, they start losing. They need him to punch people in the mouth.
I'm just saying that team's drive
A little George Pickens
sorta
assault
lied.
apparently goes a long way.
I think a George Pickens assault goes way further than a Russell Wilson motivational speech.
Yeah.
George Pickens assault sounds like a great name for like a fast food French fry joint.
All right, we'll get on the horn with them. Tell them we got $1 million idea for them.
But that is the last playoff game that was played. I mean, we spent the whole time talking about the Steelers still. That's how boring Bills versus Broncos was.
Yeah.
Broncos scored first, and then Bills the rest of the way.
I knew how that game was going to go. It was going to be Broncos maybe get like... The most I would have said was 14 points.
Well, and the biggest thing that happened during that game was Gabe Davis. Absolutely. I mean, it was a bad hit. The fact that dude didn't get ejected, and I think it's literally the only reason is because he said, "My bad." Like, he tapped his chest. That was on me. And they were just
yeah.
accidental, and he knocked Gabe Davis out cold.
Yeah.
Between him and Romeo Doubs, both of them weren't just unconscious. They were snoring and had to be helped to the back because they couldn't walk straight.
I don't want this to sound biased, and I brought it before, and I'd just like you to elaborate again on your thoughts, because we don't have an answer. Same exact hit, why does that happen? And they're like, oh yeah, go play. But this happens to the Lions in like, week 3. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. You're ejected. I don't want to see that shit ever again. You're lucky you're not killed. Like, where is the difference?
Thank you for asking me again, because the first time you asked me when I was at work on the weekend, I essentially got my metaphorical cock ripped off, so I wasn't in the exact best of moods to answer a question, so I just gave you like a quick little bullshit answer, and you're like, I don't know. It's like, it's not a fucking conspiracy, Kevin. Jesus Christ.
I didn't know.
But now that I'm not berated by old women at work, I'm a little more personal.
I'm glad I asked again.
I think, in my opinion, again, hello, my name's Jackal, not current NFL referee, a fat white guy that does a podcast. I think the thing that they look for is intent, like malice, like headhunting. Is this person going out here with the intentions of taking this guy's head off? In regards to an ejection, the penalty is going to be there no matter what, because it's very cut and dry, plain and simple. Did you have head-to-head contact? Yes. Okay. That's fine. Like, if the guy jumps down or he slips or whatever happened with Gabe Davis in the Denver game, you can kind of piece it together. Like, he wasn't exactly headhunting. Like, he was already crouched down trying to make the tackle, and Gabe Davis just sort of got in his way, essentially.
Okay.
It was still...
It still seemed like it still seemed egregious, though.
Well, this is the thing, too, is there's a penalty that is hitting a defenseless player, which I think that penalty would have happened anyways, because he wasn't going for just a tackle. He was going for a big fucking hit, hence why he led with his goddamn head.
Right.
I think he should have been kicked anyways to set a precedence, instead of just going like, well, we'll kick people sometimes. Like, clearly this guy was going for a hit that was going to hurt somebody.
Ooh.
But hey, we're going to say he said my bad because he knocked the dude out.
Instead of... Because the one with Gabe Davis and Brian Branch, it's very comparable. But one that you can see a clear difference in One that the ejection makes a lot of sense is the one dickhead Texans linebacker. It's like Aziz Al-Shaair.
Was that not the guy in The Office?
No, that's Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh!
I don't fucking know.
No, that's Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, damn it! Oh, I went for the wrong one.
Wow!
Shit!
Man,
That
Aaron's
was
not here.
close.
We're definitely gonna get canceled. Jesus.
Hard cut back from the video. I called Kevin the N-word.
Oh no.
Boop! Hard cut back again, making Kevin work twice as much on the edit. Aziz Al-Shaair with the Texans, he got ejected for his hit on Trevor Lawrence. With that one, it's much more understandable because Trevor Lawrence was already sliding. And in NFL terms, when a quarterback slides, he is giving himself up. He's saying, hey, I'm not going to run any further. Don't hit me. I'm trying not to get hit. I'm giving myself up. The play is dead once I touch the ground.
Okay.
Fucker still leaned in, tried to take his head off regardless. That's malice. That's intent. With stuff like that, you can see, like, maybe he pulls up a little bit, or maybe he tries to hold himself off. And no, Bears fans, I hear you going to the comments right now. Caleb Williams stayed in bounds. Jack Campbell didn't do fucking shit. If Caleb Williams didn't want to get hit and get his knees all bent together, the dumbass should have ran out of... Simple as that. You don't want to get hit? Go the fuck out of bounds then. Christ, how is this still a talking point with you idiots?
I will say, not that Josh Allen needs any more good press about him with being a successful football player, being engaged to Haley Steinfeld.
Huge dick.
Yeah, probably.
Him or Haley Steinfeld?
Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, I didn't know she had. Good
And
for
maybe
her.
both. Who knows? But the fact that he showed genuine remorse for just throwing that in the first place, and like you could tell he felt like he caused that to happen. Like that's the sign of a good team quarterback right there.
Oh, yeah.
Because he immediately and he played like he was sorry about it too. Like he made sure nobody else ended up in that situation. But he played more aggressive, I think, trying to make up for it. It's just that it was one of those moments where I was like, that's what you want to see out of your quarterback. A quarterback that's like, shit, I was part of that reason why that just happened. I feel like an asshole.
In the biz, they call those hospital balls. Because after you throw it, the guy's going to end up in the fucking hospital if he tries to catch it.
Yeah. Like the specialist in New Orleans called Derek Carr, who only throws hospital balls.
I don't know if Chris Olave will play football again.
No, I hope, for his brain's sake, he probably shouldn't.
He was out for a long time.
Well, and
Thankfully,
he's gotten 2 or 3 concussions just this year.
Thankfully, the Saints are done for the year. Hopefully, Chris Olave can chill out in Cancun or wherever he resides. Bless his little heart.
Otherwise, he's going to end up Wes Welkered.
There are... How many games? I think there's 7 NFL games left this year. 7 left. Or, sorry. Technically 8 because there's one tonight. I forgot to count. There's less than 10 NFL games left in this season. And holy shit, it went by fast. There are going to be
Oh my god, you're right. There's only fucking 8 left.
This weekend. We'll do a quick little pick'ems. I think we are all still pretty much the same on our playoff brackets. Let me know, gentlemen, if any have changed. For Texans and Chiefs, we did not predict this one correctly. We predicted Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to be Kansas City here pretty easy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love for the upset of the century to be Houston beating the Chiefs. Like, I would be a fucking amazed. Like, I would treat that as a Super Bowl win for myself. Like, oh my god, they did it! By God! But we all know that Mahomes is a different beast in the playoffs, and, I'm sure he's... In the 2-week bye that they don't play, he personally goes to every referee's house, gives them a little gift basket, kisses them on the lips, and then says, "Do you know what to do?" And they go, "Yes, Lord." And so then we're here.
Good. I don't like him, but my God, he is a sensual man. Good for him. He knows how to treat his ladies right.
I get respect for it. Good for him to how to do it correct. These are his ladies, and he's gonna treat them right.
Pimp Mahomes don't play
Pimp
around.
Mahomes don't play around. That being said, it's obviously going to be the Chiefs.
Pip Mahomes treats his ladies right.
Yeah, baby.
No, I still think, I think there are three things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and a Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Until, fuck, I don't know.
Until somebody in the AFC can stop him. Thankfully, with both the Eagles and the Lions, that's not on us. That's not our
exactly.
issue to deal with.
Speaking of the Chiefs, real
That's
quick,
the
before
only
we move
problem
on
is that
to
it's
the next game.
none of us are going to stop them.
Well, we've stopped. I mean, Jared Goff is undefeated against him. Just saying. Did you guys see Travis Kelce was like, he's like sent out a tweet or something online where he was like, "Yeah, I'm not a fan of this bye week or whatever." I forget what he said. He's like, "I'll play a game every day of the week on pavement if I have to." It's like, that's a lot of talk from a guy who's played like 2 games a year and has 1 touchdown.
Yeah, he's played like shit this year. I think it was more talking about like how people were saying Kansas City was going to be scared of Cincinnati.
That
That's
was
what
it. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pick.
I'll play those motherfuckers on pavement.
Okay.
Okay.
Tough
All right.
Tough talk, Susan.
I think you might have to ask your wife for permission on that one first, there, pal. Anyways, next game up is one that I accurately predicted. I may have gotten the Chargers wrong, but I'm pretty proud of myself for getting this one right. The Lions taking on the Commies in the late slot on Saturday.
Yeah, I think I said the Bucks. I think I said I maybe want the Commies, but I think I said the Bucks because the Bucks were playing better.
This one was we were split on this one. Tampa, Washington, and so was America. I think that one was a hard one to predict.
Yeah.
Which
We're
understandable. I mean, those were two teams that really it could have gone either way.
Oh yeah.
And it was close. So
literally, it was a game of inches. If that could have doinked and gone out of the field goal, you know. And on Sunday in the early slot will be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the winner of tonight's game, which is starting in about 15 minutes.
About half hour.
And about a half hour. I'm still sticking of my pick of I don't care who wins this, just as long as Philadelphia beats the piss out of them. Don't care. We're going to be doing Era a favor. He's going to be doing us a favor. We'll take care of his Washington issue. He'll take care of our everything else issue. And then next week, when he's back, hopefully the Civil War can commence.
I think I 100% agree. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Like, yeah, maybe Green Bay could have done something if they didn't, drop the first ball of the game and maybe complete a pass once or twice. Maybe. But that being said, I feel like whatever team wins tonight, they're going to be like, yeah, guys, we did it. And then next week, it's just going to be spanked.
Ooh, the sound effects. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I think whoever wins tonight, Eagles are just going to take them out. It's just going to be, Saquon, go get them.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
It's. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart. It's Vikings who?
Eagles, and then whoever wins tonight.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Duh, Eagles.
It's a team of which fan base hates Detroit more, Kelly Stafford or the...
You can't call him that, Kevin.
Oh, shit, I'll bleep that out too.
And it's Sunday Night Football. Not even Sunday night. Hold on. Sorry, I'm checking the time here. Sunday, 6:30 p.m. football. It is going to be the matchup of the weekend, which is very exciting for us because one of these two teams are going to take each other out. It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Buffalo Bills.
That's going to be a good game, I think. I think that's going to be a fucking slobber knocker.
There is a reason that one's in the late slot, because out of all of them next weekend, that's going to be the most entertaining.
Yeah, I think that's going to fucking... I'm so upset that either these two teams could beat the Chiefs, and they're going to be... It's like they're both going to be so weak going against the Chiefs, because it's like the Chiefs got to face a 6th grader. And Conor McGregor can only be defeated by, two... I shouldn't use UFC, because it's the only UFC fighter I know. Cena can really only be taken down by Orton. But
there you go.
But the only way that's going to happen is if, Orton were to face, Xavier Woods or Triple H. But it's just, I'm so upset that these two teams got to go at it when either one of them could easily beat the Chiefs prime. I just think this is how they kind of get by. Which, to be fair, I also think that of the Eagles, I feel like with us beating the Commanders and them facing whoever, depending on if not they decide, let's just say the Vikings win. Let's just say the Vikings don't show up at all and they give a showing like they did when we played them. It's gonna be the same exact thing. Like, they're not gonna try. They're gonna sit Saquon in the third quarter because they're up 58-0. Like, it's a possibility. It's besides that, it's gonna be a great game. I'm very excited. I'm very excited that football's coming to an end.
I'm very nervous because both of these quarterbacks have shown signs of choking in the playoffs before. Josh Allen has choked in the playoffs. Lamar has notoriously choked in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I believe Lamar has only won 3 playoff games at this point.
Wow, I did not know it was that bad.
Oh, yeah.
But he does have something he hasn't had for a long time.
Heart.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
No. No, he has Derrick Henry.
That too.
One of the beastiest fucking running backs. And so all of a sudden he's going, wait, I'm not the only one that has to run the football?
This is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Instead, he's got a running back that gets, 170 yards a game on top of his, 150 yards a game.
I think this one's a coin toss still. I can see either team winning this game, but going off a track record and going off of the way that the season's gone so far, I'm going to lean in with my original pick. I'm going to lean Buffalo here just to get that 1-2 matchup versus 1-2 matchup. So if Lamar can show something otherwise, I think Buffalo has it. And again, I will not be surprised if Baltimore wins this.
I'm going to say the exact same thing. I think it's going to be a great game. I think I would give the edge to the Bills. Because I think when they actually do get rolling, they're really hard to stop. And we saw that I know they're not what I would call a threat, but once they start playing the Broncos, they didn't fucking score another, touchdown. They kept scoring on them. I think once they get rolling, they're hard to stop. So I'd say give me the Bills. But if the Ravens win, yes, I won't be like, what? Mon Dieu!
What? Oh, sacre bleu, oh no!
Oh my God, the Ravens!
Bless you.
Thank you.
Ravens.
The Ravens?
Ravens. Oh boy, Mike.
That's so Ravens.
To be different.
No, it's not to be different. I just think that Ravens defense is going to finally do something. Not much. I still think it's going to be like a 48-42.
So just enough.
Yeah, but I think between Lamar being able to scramble and throw the football at least decently enough,
Lamar
and then
can
having Derrick Henry, who's probably going to start freight training some bitches in the playoffs, because I think that dude is fucking tired of not having a ring. I think the Ravens take it.
All right.
Regardless for either team, unfortunately for America, they are going to have to beat the shit out of each other because their real next biggest challenge comes in the AFC Championship game to knock off the Empire, to knock off Lord Vader himself. Chiefs, hopefully whoever wins this game in this divisional matchup with Buffalo and Baltimore next weekend, hopefully we're going to be talking about a damn good matchup.
When was the last time Ravens went and or won the Super Bowl?
2012, the Har Bowl.
They won that one?
Yep.
Okay.
They beat your favorite Harbaugh. That was the one, the lights went out and everything.
That's what sent his ass packing to Michigan?
Not that one specifically, but that definitely was the turning point. I'll say that for free.
Okay, fair enough. I would like to stick to the script of Bills and Lions would be a generational Super Bowl game. I feel like you can't beat that. No one wants to fucking see Chiefs except for Taylor Swift and who else has been to the Super Bowl a lot? The Eagles?
Oh my god. I think that would be the worst. I think that would be the worst Super Bowl rematch that we have remaining.
Yeah.
is a Chiefs-Eagles rematch Super Bowl. That one sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Actually.
Like, we can get Kenny Omega versus John Cena. We can get a great match. But no, it's just going to be...
Nope, we're going to get thrice in a lifetime.
Yeah, we're going to get thrice in a lifetime. Nice. We're going to get Goldberg versus, fucking Eugene. Who's who?
Thanks.
You tell me.
Thanks for that one, Kevin, because, excellent segue. Speaking of matchups that nobody wants to see, the college football season has unfortunately also wound down to a close here. Boy, oh boy. Out of all the national championship matches that I had in front of me, I think I like this one the least.
I was almost so right on this one.
You were very close.
I was
you were
so close.
So damn close.
Yeah,
we
except
don't
you
need
forgot
to
about
pick
one
it.
thing.
What?
What?
Ohio State be Ohio State and boys.
Oh, yeah. With the human cuck chair himself.
God, Ryan Day is built like a fucking pervert. I hate it. Now, here's the thing, gentlemen. We don't have to pick it this week. We could just talk about it because the game is not being played this weekend. It's going to be played while we will be recording the podcast next week.
Oh.
We can pick it? Okay. All right. So, to give a quick little recap, Ohio State beat Texas 28-14 in their closest match of the entirety of the college football playoffs. Did not blow Texas out of the water like they said they were going to. Texas did not beat Ohio State like they said they were going to. And don't even come at me. Oh, God,
Jesus
getting indigestion
Christ.
just thinking about it. Oh, my Lord,
my
I'm getting worked up.
Almost threw up live on stream.
I had saying anything with the words about the Buckeyes in them just makes me fucking yuck. I understand Jack Sawyer did what he did. He had like a 95-yard strip six. He stripped the ball out of Quinn Ewers' hands and he cribbed it to seal the game for Ohio State. I understand it. I do. Jack Sawyer is not going to be a first-round draft pick, and Jack Sawyer is forever and always going to be the child that got his panties in a bunch because a team that he lost to planted a flag on his field. Jack Sawyer is forever and always going to be the bitch that started crying when he lost to Michigan and they planted the flag on his field. Jack Sawyer is forever and always going to be the pussy that started to have thrown a little hissy fit when Michigan beat him and planted the flag on his field. No matter what he will do throughout his career, that fact is always going to remain the same. And that makes me so fucking happy. Yeah. I hope both of these organizations tie in the fucking national championship. I don't like Ohio State. I don't like Notre Dame as a Michigan fan. And Kevin, before you ask, yes, Michigan and Notre Dame do have a very long-standing rivalry with each other. Not as intense as Ohio State, but Michigan don't like them either. I am purely going to pick Notre Dame for the sake of Ohio State not winning the national championship.
Hate both. You hate them just that little less.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I fully understand that. I get that.
Not to cut you guys off, I got a second note from Mr. Era. This one's a lot shorter. Okay. I believe this one's about the Penn State Notre Dame game, I think. Let's see. Penn State, Nittany Lions, roar, 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 roar. Nittany Lions, not Ulysses Lions, fire guy Kyle.
Oh, damn
Lions. It. Drew Aller better learn how to throw or he'll do great on the New York Giants. That's it. Real short. Real fucking short.
He's straight to the point.
Penn State lost to Notre Dame on a last-second field goal to send Notre Dame into the national championship game. That game was a fucking snooze fest outside of the final fourth quarter.
Yeah. Accurate.
That game was fucking sucked until the last 15 minutes.
Why keep it interesting the whole time?
That's my opinion. James Franklin can't win big games. Unfortunately, Penn State only got there because of the path that they had, beating SMU and Boise. James Franklin hasn't won a big game since 2016. He's literally the Mike Tomlin of the NFL at this point, and it's very funny how they're both in Pennsylvania. I've talked enough. This game makes me want to get physically ill. Someone else's turn now.
I mean, I feel like you summed it up
Doug, you wanna do
fairly well. I will say, out of the two teams, I kind of feel the same. Like, I guess let's go Notre Dame. Not because I necessarily hate them less, but just because I just hate Ohio State. And even though I have my differences with Michigan, it's mostly with their previous head coach, who I just irrationally hate for some reason. I hope Notre Dame puts the smacking on them, because every time... Because I did watch that game. I watched the Ohio State, was it Texans? And every time the Texans scored, just seeing the sadness across the whole team and all the fans just put a smile on my face, and I don't know why.
It makes you feel so happy.
It did, and I want to chase that feeling. It's like heroin. I want it again. So let's go Notre Dame. I hope they put the whoopings on them, and I hope it's not even fucking close.
We're going to do this again. I want Notre Dame to win. I don't think they've had one in since I've been alive.
Long time.
But then again, I don't know, because I don't really follow Notre Dame football.
I don't blame you.
But man, this Ohio State team, after they lost to U of M and had their cry out in the shower or whatever, they've been playing fucking different. They're violent. They score in bunches. I think it's Ohio State, unfortunately. And then they can ride off in the sunset, crying into each other's arms again, and Jack Sawyer can go... I don't know, he's going to be accused of something within, like, the next 5-10 years, probably.
I could see it.
I have a question. I just want you guys, because we don't know, but I just want you to give me your personal feelings. Do you think... Who's the head coach of Ohio State again?
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day. Do you think he showers with the team when the game's over?
Absolutely.
I think no, he watches through the holes in the window.
That's somehow worse.
Sorry. Kevin, do you have a computer in front of you?
I do.
I don't know the right way to look this up, but
oh boy.
There's a YouTube video out there where hold on, let me see if I can find it for you, if I can type the right thing. He hypes up the team in such a way that makes me feel so uncomfortable.
Oh boy.
All right. So I looked it up. The first result. Go to YouTube real quick. All you need to search up Ryan Day hype up team whistle and watch the first result.
Okay. Is this going to ruin my cookies?
And no, it's not like it's going to ruin your cookies. You're just going to cringe out of your fucking ass.
Okay.
Well,
look at this is how them Ohio boys get hype.
All right,
you're about ready for a big game. You're about ready to win a national championship. Your coach comes out and does this.
So it was Ryan Day.
Hype up team whistle.
Oh, not Team White.
Well,
kinda.
Ryan Day calls out Lou Hall.
No.
Ryan Day hype team whistle. Appropriate music for Ohio State coach Ryan Day.
There you go. That one.
30 seconds long. Okay.
You don't need the music. Just the video is fine. That's how you get hype.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. Sure. Okay, guys.
Getting it?
Yeah. This guy.
We're gonna win.
This guy definitely, after a game, says, "Honey, we're going to a hotel. Get the cup chair cleaned."
Jack Sawyer's going to be joining us for an evening.
You're getting fucked tonight, and it's not by me. Oh,
time for you to feel a real man. No, I don't mean me.
No!
Duh.
Of course not. I want to watch.
Like I said, you're going to feel a real man. I'm going to watch. From the cup chair.
Oh my God. See, there's hype men like... I don't remember the coach. I really wish... I want to say it was Jim Harbaugh, but that might just be my hatred coming through, so I want to say it for sure. but there was an NFL coach. Oh, fuck, you know who it might be?
What?
Is it Pete Carroll? Was that the Seahawks head coach?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
video, and I'll see if I can find it, where they're hyping up a team. I think it's before a game, and it's just, God, it's the whitest, driest, most anti-hype thing ever. Like, guys, you're gonna go out there and we're gonna win, and you're gonna play good, and we're gonna show them what we're made of. And it's just like, I honestly, if I went into battle with that, I'd kill myself. Like that's kind of how I picture it. But
That's saying something.
yeah, like there's levels of Dan Campbell giving a speech, and then there's that. Like that's how you hype your team up. You get Dan Campbell, or you got your coach getting banged around by a bunch of dudes.
We'll see Ryan Day get banged around by a bunch of dudes on the national stage. Not this Monday. Not tonight of the recording of the podcast, but this upcoming Monday when you're listening to this on Saturday. There we go. I figured it out.
I'm really bummed
Hopefully
we're
Notre Dame
losing
can
all
win.
our Ohio State fan base here.
Oh, good. Bye-bye. Don't want you. It is going to be my goal throughout the duration of next year to get the hashtag Ryan Day is a cuck trending.
Oh,
I wanna get that
God.
fucking trending because of the podcast.
I'm 100% behind this.
And with that being said, gentlemen, we got some wrestling in us. We talked about the NFL. We talked about college. I don't know about you, but my palate is cleansed.
I think I'm ready to watch some Vikings Rams.
Ooh, just in time, too. What about you, Mike?
I am going to check out episode 2 of WWE on Netflix to see if it's as bad
Ooh.
as episode 1.
Nice. That's a good idea.
There's
Well-
at least going to be one good match guaranteed, so hey.
At least one.
Yeah.
After
And
that,
since you...
Huh?
All right, good talk. And since you guys are listening to this on Saturday, you will already know the outcome of Minnesota and the Los Angeles Rams. And you already know if Mike was right and being episode 2 of Raw on Netflix would be better than episode 1. But you better tell us in the comments down below your thoughts on everything, because now with Spotify's brand new update, you could do it on both desktop and you could do it on mobile. And we'll be reading out some comments if you guys put them down there. We'll talk about all of the fun, juicy little things you're saying on the next show. And this show is, in fact, a 5-star show. So if you could give us a 5-star rating, we would greatly appreciate it. And in fact, if you give us even a 4.9 rating, Mike will do nothing about it.
Nope. For 5, I eat somebody's underwear off of them, but I'm not going to
There we go. There we go. I have to go out and buy more edible underwear.
Mm-hmm. Eating the cotton still hurts.
Make sure you are following the podcast wherever you get your podcast. We are everywhere. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We're over on YouTube. And if you find us on the YouTube channel at 3 Counted Out Podcast, you can find some gaming videos, some reaction videos, all the podcasts with more content coming down the pipeline, like putting George Pickens in WWE 2K24 because that sounds really entertaining. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you are notified every single time a new episode or a new video comes on out. And if you enjoyed the words coming out of my mouth, you can find me over on Nuketown 24/7, grinding away all my Call of Duty guns, because boy oh boy, somebody's got to do it. Or, if you prefer social media, youtube.com/JackalJoker or twitch.tv/JackalJoker work just as good.
and if you enjoy the things that Mike has said, then you can follow me over at FireGuyKev at youtube.com, where he sometimes shows up, and it's really lovely when he does.
Yeah, that's because I am in your vents.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's where you can find me. Or you can just listen to this and then download it and listen to it again, because you just live hearing our voice.
Oh, I thought that looked like it was sagging.
I am stuck in here.
Oh, no.
It's like a really crappy version of Die Hard.
I am getting
Mike's
loopy.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Huh?
Did you know it's hot in vents? I'm.
Kevin, did he just pass out?
How do you pin someone who's upside down?
Hold on, let me.
I mean,
Hold on. Technically, his shoulders are pressed to the roof of the
yeah.
air vent. I think.
So he's facing that way. So honestly, if you put your hand there, technically speaking, if you did the 180, you'd be pinning him against the floor of the upper.
I'm reaching. I can't.
You got it?
Got like a fucking. You got like a stool or something?
Oh yeah, here.
Oh,
there you go.
It's very close to my toe. You kind of scared me a little bit.
Sorry. So everything I thought.
All right, I'm up there. I'm stretching.
All
I
right.
think I got it.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Why is it? I understand it's hot in there, but why is the vent sweating?
Oh, I may need to cut him out of that.
Wait? I've never watched Die Hard. Does he get out of the vents at one point?
Eventually,
or does he just stay in there?
yeah, but I don't have that many terrorists at my house, so.
Oh no.
I mean, I can get him
Great.
out. I'm gonna need to lube him up.
Well, it's either that or we call a terrorist mechanic, or a terrorist HVAC technician.
Oh, there. You know what? Hey, either option works. You know what? I got one on speed dial, real quick.
I'll get the tools. I'll get to work.
Okay, that works.